We're going to recreate the sound that we heard at the very beginning. When I first started demonstrating this, there was a little bit of a delay before there was a crash sound. And in order to be able to look at what we need in order to be able to recreate this sound and make it happen inside the Unity game space, we need to look at scripting. Scripting is the process by which behaviors can be added to objects in order for them to basically do anything inside the space. So you can think of scripts as the glue that brings all the objects inside the game space together. And that includes sounds, that includes 3D models, that includes textures, everything. So scripts are vitally important to be able to do stuff. And understanding at least a little bit about scripting is a very useful skill to have as an audio professional in games. So let's recreate the delayed crash sound that we had at the very beginning of this scene. So in order to deal with this, what we're going to do is we actually have created an object called crash sound delay, game object, and we've placed it over here inside the view, the scene view. Take a look over here. It's actually way, way, way here in the back. And there's an audio source. We have a missing audio clip. And we have a script. We'll take a look at the script in a little bit, but what we're going to do first is we're going to import an audio clip and put it inside this space so that it will automatically play this sound. So we'll grab it, find our sound called Big Crash, bring it in, and there we go. Remember, it's been set up to be a 3D sound, so we don't need to change any of those kinds of things. We can preview it if we want to and see what it sounds like. Just over here, and then we go like this. And pretty much sounds like a big crash. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to drag this over to our object, which we've created called Crash Sound Delay. And there we go. Now, here's where the magic is going to happen, because what happens is that all of our options here are non-scripted currently. So in other words, we can either choose that the sound will immediately start when the game level starts and that it will loop, or that it will be muted or whatever. So what we want to do in this particular case, we want this to be delayed by about 5 seconds. And in order to do this, we need to create ourselves a script. So let's take a look at the script and the scripting environment inside Unity. It's in the scripts folder, and we'll just take a look here, and it's called Play Delay. So I'm going to click Open for the script. It's in the project view. So we're going to click Open here. When you do this, it's going to open a program called MonoDevelop. MonoDevelop is what's referred to as an IDE, or an integrated development environment. It's quite similar to something like Xcode on a Mac. Basically, it's a way where you can essentially code what you need to have happen inside the Unity game environment. So in this case, let's take a look at what we have here. Currently, we just simply have two simple statements. What we have is an option here called yield wait for seconds 5, which means that basically it's going to wait for 5 seconds, and then it will play whatever is already loaded up as a clip in the audio source. Now, you'll probably be wanting to make your own scripts. So in order to be able to do this, you want to go to the project view, find the Create menu, choose JavaScript, and it will create a new script called New Behavior Script. And then you can type whatever name you want and hit Enter or Return. And then in the inspector, click Open. And that will open MonoDevelop. And then from there, what you want to do is select the text in MonoDevelop that starts up and then delete that. And then you'll be good to go. So in order to be able to apply a script to an object, all we need to do in Unity is to drag that script over an object. So now that we've typed this, we can save our file. We already saved it, actually. We can close this out and go back to Unity. And then what you can do is take the script that we want, and this is called play delay, and we're going to drag it over the area right here at the bottom. And if you take a look, it'll eventually turn into a plus sign. You can see it just very at the bottom there. So if we just release the mouse button, it will then add the script directly to the game object. There are other ways to be able to do this if you need to. You can also drag this over the game object itself like this. You needed to do that. Or if you knew where the game object was, you could drag the script over the game object here as well. That's a little bit less reliable. What we've done is now added our play delay script to our audio source that plays our big crash. Not only does it play our big crash, it plays our big crash within an audio reverb zone that we've added. So that's going to give us a big kind of reverberant crashing sound inside the space. So let's give this a try and see if this works. Go to Save Scene. We've got it all done, and we're going to hit play. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go. So that's how we add the delayed playback using a script.